Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to introduce today's presentation, 9 Mistakes Smart Men Make with Women. Our focus will be on Stoic advice that can truly make a difference in your relationships. We'll explore common pitfalls that intelligent men often encounter, things that can unintentionally undermine attraction, trust, and connection. Over the course of this session, I'll share insights rooted in psychology and Stoic philosophy to help you avoid these mistakes and build stronger, healthier bonds. So, let's dive in and discover how to navigate relationships with wisdom and confidence. Many men often confuse intelligence with emotional readiness. They might think that because they can think deeply and analyze situations, they're automatically prepared for a relationship. But here's the truth. Being clever or intellectually sharp doesn't necessarily mean you're emotionally stable. A timeless Stoic principle reminds us that you cannot rule a city if you cannot rule yourself. This applies just as much to relationships. If you haven't taken the time to process past heartbreaks, learn to enjoy your own company, or develop self-mastery, you're likely to bring unresolved wounds into your partnership. Women are incredibly perceptive in this regard. They can sense when a man is emotionally needy, harboring hidden resentment, or erecting walls around himself. The key to true readiness isn't just about being smart, it's about emotional independence. Developing that self-reliance and inner stability is what truly prepares you for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. When we carry the past into the present, it can really hold us back. For example, a man who's still haunted by an ex might unknowingly sabotage new connections because he's still emotionally tied to what happened before. Women, on the other hand, can often sense when they're being compared to someone else, and that can create an immediate barrier. The key here comes from the Stoic principle. Do not dwell on what's no longer within your control. That means we have to let go of past hurts and baggage if we want to move forward genuinely. Until you fully release your past, any new relationship risks just becoming a rebound, a quick fix that doesn't truly heal or grow. It's tempting to rationalize our way into something new, especially if we're feeling lonely or uncertain, but logic alone doesn't heal heartbreak. Real healing comes from time, reflection, and acceptance. Recognizing this helps us understand that genuine connection requires us to be present, free from the shadows of what's behind us. This idea ties directly into our overall theme. Building healthier, more authentic relationships starts with healing our own emotional baggage. Many men take pride in being strong, which is great, but sometimes they mistake strength for emotional armor. They keep their guard up, staying closed off and hesitant to show vulnerability. The thing is, real connection requires openness. Women don't fall in love with your IQ alone. They fall in love with your presence, your ability to share your humanity without fear. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't be ashamed of needing help. It is like a soldier on the wall needing another to lift him up." So remember, showing your vulnerability is actually a sign of strength, and it's essential for building genuine relationships. Now let's talk about refusing to adapt and grow. Relationships are powerful. They change us in ways we might not expect. Sometimes smart men resist this change, thinking that adapting shows weakness. But the truth is, flexibility is actually a sign of wisdom. It takes strength to adjust, to evolve, and to meet life's challenges head-on. Remember what Stoicism teaches us. The obstacle is the way. That means that the difficulties, the differences, even the compromises we face in relationships, they're not roadblocks. No, they are actually training grounds, opportunities for us to become better men. So instead of resisting change, embrace it. See challenges not as setbacks, but as steps toward growth. That's how true strength and wisdom are cultivated in our journey of becoming better partners and better men overall. Let's talk about ignoring inner demons. Even the most rational men carry unhealed trauma, insecurities, or unhealthy patterns. And when we don't address these issues, they tend to leak out in ways we might not even realize, like jealousy, trying to control situations, or emotionally withdrawing. These are signs that something deeper is unresolved. A Stoic approach, and really a good approach for anyone wanting growth, calls for honest self-examination. That can mean journaling, reflecting on our actions, and being brutally honest with ourselves about our shortcomings. If we don't conquer ourselves first, we're likely to project our chaos onto her, which only damages the relationship. So, recognizing and addressing these internal struggles isn't just about personal growth. It's about creating healthier, more genuine connections. It's about taking responsibility for our inner world so that it doesn't sabotage the outer one. That's really the core of this step, being aware of what's inside and actively working to heal it. Now, let's talk about one of the most damaging mistakes we can make in relationships, trying to control instead of connecting. Often, we fall into the trap of seeing women as something to manage or shape according to our plans. But that's a fundamental misconception. Women are not possessions, they are partners. They deserve respect and equality, not control. Control usually stems from fear of losing, of not being enough, or of chaos. But true strength comes from connection, understanding, and mutual respect. When we focus on connection, we build trust and genuine bonds. Remember what Stoicism teaches us. You have power over your mind, not outside events. The only thing you truly control is yourself, your reactions, your choices, your mindset. When you try to dominate someone else, you've already lost self-mastery. And in doing so, you damage the potential for real connection. So instead of trying to control, focus on strengthening yourself and fostering authentic relationships. That's the real path to meaningful partnership. Now let's talk about what it truly means to become the rescuer. Sometimes, smart men fall into the trap of thinking they can fix a woman's problems. They see her as a project, something they can elevate or improve. And while that might seem noble on the surface, in reality, it's not love. It's really just ego talking. Real love, the kind that lasts, is built on equality. It's about partnership, not dependency. If she needs saving, what she really needs is professional help, therapy, or healing, not a hero. And here's a Stoic reminder that's very relevant. No man is free who is not master of himself. We can't afford to tie ourselves to someone who refuses to carry their own weight. True strength comes from self-mastery, and genuine love encourages independence, not dependence. All right, let's talk about over-rationalizing love. Love isn't something you can just solve like a math problem. Sometimes, I see smart men dissect their feelings, analyze every little behavior, and treat relationships like a debate or a puzzle to be cracked. But the truth is, attraction is fundamentally emotional, not logical. If you find yourself arguing with a woman about why she should love you, you're already missing the point. Love isn't about convincing someone with words or logic. It's about how she feels deep inside. She has to feel that attraction naturally, not be persuaded into it. And that's where Stoicism comes in. It teaches us to find a balance. Reason should guide our actions and decisions, but it should never suppress our human emotions. Emotions are part of who we are, and genuine connection comes from embracing that, not trying to control or analyze every feeling away. So remember, love is felt, not calculated. Let your actions be guided by reason, but keep your humanity intact. And here we reach the final mistake, forgetting to lead with presence, not just words. Often, men rely too much on plans, intelligence, or what they say, but what truly matters is the silent power of presence. Women don't just listen to your words, they feel who you are in silence. Presence is built through discipline, stillness, and living your values consistently. When you're rooted in your principles, you don't need to convince anyone. You simply radiate strength and calm. As Epictetus wisely said, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Now for the final thoughts. Many smart men make these mistakes because they lean heavily on their intellect, but overlook emotional mastery and Stoic discipline. It's crucial not to rush into relationships out of loneliness or carry past wounds into new connections. Avoid hiding behind pride or overly logical walls, and don't try to control or rescue others. Instead, focus on cultivating independence, vulnerability, presence, and self-mastery. When you embody these Stoic principles, you stop sabotaging yourself and become the kind of man women truly respect and love.